Alright guys, in today's lesson we're going to learn how to create a blank t-shirt in Illustrator. Before we get started, I'm going to show you all the windows that I have open that I use. So up here we have Transform, Align, Pathfinder, Swatches, Stroke, Gradient, Transparency, Artboard, Layers. Then we have your general tools here. You can open any of these windows by going to Window, Click, and clicking on all the ones I just mentioned. Okay, so we can get started. I went online and found a blank t-shirt on Google. Once you find the one that you really like, you can import it or just drag it onto your template. I usually use a 8.5 by 11, so you can use any template you want. So we're going to go to our selection tool. We're going to click on our t-shirt. Transparency, let's try a 30%. That's let's try 40 because you want to see the detail in this shirt. Okay, so now that we have that, we're going to go to layers. We're going to lock this layer and we're going to create a new layer. Create new layer. We're going to name this t-shirt outline. Okay, so now we have this one. If you double click the blank spot, you're going to get your layer options. So we're going to mark that. Well, I usually like to mark it medium blue. I just don't like the red. I just like using the blue for some reason. Okay, so now that we have that, we're going to go to the pen tool. You can zoom in, and all we're going to do is basically just trace it to make it into a vector file. So I usually start on the top. And when I make the points, that's where I'm going to add all the other lines. So, so just start building your shirt outline. You don't have to trace it exactly the same, but you can use it as a guideline. Okay. I like to use the stroke one so I can see where I'm going. Zoom in a little bit. I'm going to click and we're going to go here. And depending on what type of shirt you like, you might want to have a slim fit, a tall tee, a more boxy, but I'm just going to use this one for this example. Okay, so now we have one side of the shirt. What I like to do to have it align well, I like to make that a different color. So we're going to go to your swatches and we're going to add black. Just so you can see what the t-shirt's going to look like. And then you're going to highlight what you just done, and you're going to go to edit, copy, edit, paste in place. That way it pastes on top of what you just did. Then we're going to go to object and we're going to arrange it. We're going to transform it. So you go to Object, Transform, Reflect. Vertical, 90-degree angle. Okay. So now that you have your copy, you're going to hold Shift and you're going to drag it to the other side. You want them to be aligned. So you're going to drag it while holding Shift to the other side to where the shirt almost ends. So now you have the other side. Okay, so now we're going to create the top. You can do this different ways. You can use your ellipse tool to make the collar, line it up, or you can use the pen tool. I usually like using the pen tool. So now we're going to go here. We're going to attach it here. We're going to go here. We're going to attach it here. So now to have a perfect closure. We're going to go on the bottom now. And you can have a straight line or you could do the wavy one. We're just going to do a straight line for now. Okay, so now, as you can see, you get this little curve. Let's do edit, undo, and let's try to do it from here and see if it does it on this side. Definitely does it on this side. So what I usually like to do is pen tool using shift, and it just creates a perfect line. So now you have your basic outline of the shirt. Okay, so now you're going to do the details. So go in here. We're going to start on this side first. So let's start on this side first. We're going to use the anchor point and the anchor point where these went. And we're going to add the t-shirt line. We're going to go here and we're going to add t-shirt detail to here. Okay, so now you got the sleeve. We're going to do the bottom hem again where the path is, holding shift. We're going to go to the other end of the path and we're going to do the hem. So now you have one other side of the t-shirts. Now we want to copy the same on this side. So we're going to click on that one, holding shift. We're going to click on that one. We're going to click on this one. So now you have those three click. We're going to go to edit, copy, edit, paste in place. Doing the same thing, we're going to go to transform, object, transform, reflect, again, vertical 90 degrees, okay, and voila, it's on that side now. We're going to delete the top body. Now we have that. We're going to create the curve to give it the detail. So we're going to go on this side, the anchor, and we're going to go in the middle. Once you know it's the middle, because your guidelines will tell you. So from there, we're going to click it while holding shift. So as you're holding the thing, once you hold shift, it lines it up. Holding shift. Not holding shift, you can go left and right. But once you hold shift, it brings it to the right place. Okay, so you're going to do that. And then you're going to click on the anchor. And you're going to click on the path. And you're going to do the same thing. You don't have to hold shift on this one because you want to line it up in a perfect way. Okay, let's try it and do it, line it up a little bit more. Okay, so we got that one. Now we're gonna do this top part and we're gonna do the same thing. Middle, line it up, click, go to this one and do about the same. Okay, so now we have that. We're gonna do the back collar, and we're gonna, while holding shift, you're gonna click the other side, and then now you're gonna do this part. So now you have a t-shirt line, a line art of the t-shirt. So we're not done yet. We're gonna add a couple more stuff, a couple more details. So you're gonna go to object, unlock all. You don't want the stuff to be unlocked when, so we're gonna highlight everything. So with the selection tool, we're gonna highlight everything. And this is where I choose the color. So the stroke, we're gonna have it maybe at like a darker grayish, enough where it's still dark. Okay, so we're gonna click on the body, just the body, not the lines, just the body, and we're gonna do edit, object, arrange, send to back. We're going to click on that bottom part again, and we're going to lock it. Selection. Okay, so now all we're grabbing are just the detail parts. We're going to go Object, Group. So now all this is group. Now you can't grab that. So we're going to go Unlock All. So now this part's, there's no fill. So you just want to keep that same color. This back part you can change. You can go to the fill and change it to whatever color you want. You can change it to black, but you can still see the details. You can change it to black, you can change it to white, still seeing the details, brown, light gray, dark gray, heather, blue, whatever color you want. Okay, so now we're in that step. We're gonna make that one visual again. We're gonna go here and we're gonna do no fill because we still want to create a little bit more detail to make it kind of realistic. So again, using the pen tool, we're just gonna add a couple of details. Just add a couple wrinkles. Add a couple of wrinkles. Let's see. A couple of wrinkles here. Wrinkles here. Let's do a couple of wrinkles. Let's do a couple of wrinkles here. Let's do a couple of wrinkles here. And again, you don't have to do the wrinkles. It just gives it more of a natural look to a vector shirt. Okay, so you can do whichever one you want. Whichever wrinkles you want. Give some on this side. Okay, give it on this side. Okay, so now that we have those wrinkles, you can see that they're pretty strong. So we're gonna grab all the wrinkles. We're gonna grab all the wrinkles. So holding Shift, just grab the wrinkles. Keep on grabbing all the wrinkles. We're gonna go to Object, Group, and now we're gonna go to the stroke. We want this to be at like 0.25 because you don't want to have crazy detail stand out. Enough to where you can see is wrinkled, but not too much. Okay, now that you have that, you can click this visual, click on the body again, and now make it the color you want. So now you can see the wrinkles on the shirt. It makes it look very realistic. We can take it a step further and click the pen tool, go here, and now we're going to add a dashed line. While adding a dashed line, it just looks like the stitching. We're going to do this at 3, and this one will have like a 0.25. Actually, let's do it a 0.75. And here, we're going to do, on the dashed line, let's do a 4. And that gives it the space of stitching. We can even do a 3 to make it more realistic. So 3.3 limit, 0.75. You can pick whichever one you want. And I think we can go a little bit smaller because that still looks like a heavy stitching. Let's do a 1. And then we're going to do the same thing down here. So let's add a stitching hem. And let's add a stitching hem here. Actually, delete that. We're going to do the same step we did on the last time. So we're going to grab this one, and we're going to hold Shift and grab the body. Edit, copy, edit, paste and place, object, transform, reflect, Make sure it's vertical, 90 degrees. Okay. We're going to click on the body and we're going to delete. So now it's lined up. Okay. So there you go. You have your basic T front view. And we're going to create the back view in an easier way. So now you have this. You can delete this layer if you would like, because now you have your outline, you have your body, you have your detail, and you have your wrinkles. And before we do that, we're going to add de-stitching to the detail because it's the same color. So we're going to add, as we hold that, we're going to do that, and we're going to group. So now it's all together. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make sure everything's on lock. So object, nothing's highlighted. We're going to drag and grab everything. We're going to grab it onto here a little bit. Let's make it a little bit smaller. While holding shift, you can make it smaller. If you don't hold shift, it's gonna distort it, and you don't want that. So you're gonna hold shift down. Another way you can do it is by highlighting everything, double clicking the scale tool, and uniform 80%, and there you go. You can do it any way you want. Okay, so now once we have that, we're gonna highlight everything, edit, copy, edit, paste and place, and then we're gonna hold shift and we're gonna drag it right next to it. So now we're gonna highlight everything again, object, transform, reflect, so it looks like it's rotated, and now we're gonna, with this direct selection tool, we're gonna delete this part of the color. So now we're gonna just hold that, just that, with the direct selection tool. So make sure it's that one, because if not, it's gonna grab everything and then you're gonna delete everything. So you don't want that. You want direct selection tool, click on the path, delete, click on this path, delete, and there you go. You have a back version. So now you have a front and a back version of the shirt. And again, while holding the back, you can choose this and this. You can also grab the whole shirt. You can group, do the same thing with this one. Group, and with the direct selection tool, you can click just on the body. Sorry, just on the body, and click just on the body. With the fill there, make sure it's not on stroke, make sure it's on fill. You can change the colors, so red, blue, royal, purple, yellow, gray, whichever color you want, white, black. You can change the colors, and there you go. You have a basic tee on an Illustrator format that you can use for anything, to place art, to place logos, anything you need. So the final step is to go to File, Save, and save it anywhere you want, so you can use it in a later. So you can use it in for later use. Okay. So this completes our tutorial. Hope you liked it, and I'll see you in the next session. Thank you.